We're here with the governor-elect of the U.S. Virgin Islands, Governor Albert Bryan. Governor, a few hours ago, you were declared the winner of the 2022 general election. You worked hard for it. You know, I wrote some stories about, looking at you on the campaign trail. You enjoyed every moment of it. You were enthralled in it. How has been that experience? How do you feel right now?
Well, it was my last election. I won't be running for anything else. Nobody has to worry about that. But it was just so humbling, and now I'm just so grateful to just so many Virgin Islanders who came out. I mean, my campaign workers worked hard. I would be so worried about them at night. They'd be like, this is too much events. We've had over 200 events, active events, whether it was bingo night, going and doing fun days for the kids, taking seniors on tours, over 200 events. That's exhausting, and then still show up and campaign almost every day for early voting. They're just incredible. I mean, that's all I can say. So anytime I felt tired, I just look at them and I was re-energized and ready to go.
So, your contender, Senator Kurt Viola, he called you, congratulated you.
He did.
He did. What was that conversation like? Can you tell me a little bit about it?
I mean, it was very simple. I mean, I respect Kurt as a politician. I think he's a solid person. He has really good, earnest care for the Virgin Islands. No pun intended. No pun intended. But I think he really cares about the Virgin Islands. But, it wasn't his time, and the campaign, when you get into a gubernatorial campaign, what we did the first time, it's a lot. It's 3 islands, it's a lot. A coordination, you have to have a running mate, coordinate with them about everything. We ran for 2 years before we got to the election, and I think they took it for granted that because they were known on their respective islands that everybody would know them. You can't take it for granted. You have to go out there and you have to work really hard. So in our campaign, we win the day, we win the week, we win the month, we win the election. And that's what we did. And we campaigned for 8 months, but we worked for 4 years. And even while we were delivering our stuff, we still were campaigning. So
we're going to talk about that in a little bit. I want to ask one more question here. There's going to be some healing needed. If you look online, the community, some folks are hurt. What type of efforts will you engage into kind of bridge the gap and heal the community a little bit?
Well, we continue to do what we do. I mean, we're one thing, Tregenza and I are consensus builders. We recognize that this is a diverse community, and we embrace all the people that choose to make here home. There's a certain group of people that are just angry. It's about who is going to be in charge, and that's okay. They may never like the Bryan Roach team, but all we got to do is make sure that we do the best for the most people in the Virgin Islands, and that's what's important. I mean, people have all kinds of things in their mind about when people get in power, who will get jobs, who will get contracts, and for me, it's all bogus. What you have to do and what COVID taught me, that the only real important thing is the people, and it's never clearer when it's life or death. So when COVID hit, I had already made up my mind that if I got to lose the election, so be it. To do the things that were right to keep people alive.
Lastly, Gov, in the next 4 years, I'm sure you've thought about these things already. What do you expect to accomplish? What type of pressure are you going to put on yourself to make sure certain things are done?
I am going to walk on water from here to St. Thomas. That's about how I like to do. I think energy is a huge thing for us. Like Tregenza said, healthcare. We have a huge opportunity now. The one thing I see in this community, two things I really want to talk about. I'm going to talk about them a lot going in. We have to return government to service, right? I have no problem signing contracts and negotiating wages and giving benefits or whatever. But the government has to be about serving the people, not serving the government employees. And we have to bring that service back. And it's about each and every one of us who are in government jobs recognizing the sacrifices that people out there are making in order for us to have good retirement, good health care plans, decent salary, 30 days off, 480 hours of leave in sick, and 480 hours in holiday pay. I mean, they treat us good. So we need to start to treat them good. I think that's important to me right now. And we all got to get back to work. COVID was really disruptive in terms of people moving and doing things. You know, the recovery ain't moving slow because of Tregenza and I. We're moving slow because we can't find enough workers. And when we find workers, they're not doing the job fast enough. But we have to be able to modernize now. And if you think you could sit in your house in the States and order something from Amazon at 2 o'clock in the morning and 12 o'clock it's on your doorstep, we can't be cutting purchase orders and writing requisitions and having contracts that last 3, 4, 5, 6 months in order to get signed. And that's going to take the cooperation of us and the legislature. And that's the forward thinking we have to do. We have to catch up. And there's no way to do it, doing it the same way that we always did it. Trust is so important right now. And you know, the beauty of being a lame duck governor is I don't have to be so nice anymore. And
I was about to ask you about that. Any changes to your cabinet?
But that has nothing to do with being nice. I think we accept excuses a lot, and we do, and you know, you try to do the best with people. But I give people 4 years. You know, we know who performs and who doesn't perform. Them changes don't have anything to do with my animosity or to anybody or how anybody feels. All it has to do with is what's best for the people of the Virgin Islands.
So there will be some changes?
Absolutely. And you know, I listen a lot about accountability. We're going to get some accountability in government as well, too. You can't tell me you in a school use the principal of the school and they don't have water in the school and the governor getting blamed for it. You're responsible for that. And everybody jumps over everybody that's responsible and places the blame on Tregenza and I. That got to stop. If you ain't doing your job, you're going to be looking for one. I could tell you that tonight.
Gov, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.